Sustainable South Osborne Orchard's main objective is to grow food where it wasn't grown before. Because of the vision of the community members, we've turned useless land into very useful, fruitful land. Most people don't know that pears can grow here in Winnipeg. Anything can grow here. It's the surviving over winter that becomes the tough part.
Growing citrus in the ground was totally unknown until we planted our first citrus here in the ground in Canada 22 years ago. The fruit growing in California or Spain or Greece or Turkey or Japan. Virtually all of the tree fruits that you could imagine, we grow here.
I know how to grow food, and I'm growing more food than I could ever consume or pass on to friends or family. So it has definitely become a life mission to feed everyone that I can. This year has been the driest in 150 years in the city of Winnipeg. Farmers have declared crop failures. We have forest fires. The drought has been a few years, actually, but this year was the worst. Without this river, we wouldn't have an orchard. I get concerned about my own garden, but on a deeper, larger, more terrifying level, all of our food supply is at risk. We have a lot of food insecure people in Winnipeg. Well, it stopped and trickled and stopped and trickled. I didn't think I kinked it. We'll always have to grow food, so we'll have to figure out what works best. I first started growing just a little bit of food, and then I thought, how much can I feed my family? How much of our food can I actually produce? The answer to that was more than we could ever eat. I can be that effective. I can be that good at something. And then it became just too much, and that's when I found this place. No risk of making too much food here. It's gonna go somewhere. A third of the produce is given to the volunteers. The majority is being given away to food insecure organizations. My sweat turns into vegetables, and somebody eats a better dinner because of what I did all summer. All this organic matter, rather than haul it out of the garden, it should just stay here. That's where it came from. We all evolved from hunters and gatherers. So what hunting and gathering are we doing now to appease, our past selves? It's called shopping. We take care of the soil, and then it's just a matter of putting the seeds in. The garden is something I can pass down to my kids, and my kids will feel enriched by that. People come here and maybe they'd never had the opportunity to eat a bean fresh off the plant or a cucumber still warm from the vine. These are eye-opening experiences that really connect people with nature in a way that only happens in a garden. Nature isn't just birds and trees, but it's what feeds us. Hey, that's not so bad. It's been life-changing. Everything that I know comes out in the garden, and I can't help but spread it around. I almost feel like a magician.
This was a persistent dream of mine, of growing citrus here. There's about 500 different tree fruits on the property. Lemons, limes, navel oranges, blood oranges, grapefruits, kumquats, the full range. When you want an orange, you just come out and you pick it and eat it right on the spot. My interest in fruit began as a child. My father was in the Air Force, and we moved around a lot. Crab apples was about the best you could do. Growing up, I would collect wild berries that could be just found in the forest. But my true love was to grow tree fruits. Pawpaw. My entire adult life, I have been growing tree fruits. So that's about 50 years. These are Meyer lemons. We planted this tree 22 years ago. It is what I affectionately call the ground zero tree. It is the first citrus, to my knowledge, that was planted in the ground anywhere in Canada. We can pick lemons every day of the year. I know of no other fruit tree that's like that. We've quickly expanded to 30, 40 or more different varieties of citrus. I collected considerable citrus material, principally in the United States, but also Spain and China. And then it just went from there. This fruit will hang on the tree for at least 6 months after it's ripe. So there's no need, once an orange is ripe, to pick it the very first day it's technically ripe enough to eat. You can just let it hang on the tree. In other words, the tree becomes the refrigerator. It doesn't hurt to have an inquiring mind. It might produce some new information that's previously unknown. These olive trees are about 6, 7 meters in height, so close to 20 feet in the old scale. I have a daughter and son-in-law who specialize in vegetables. They live a 10-minute walk from here. So they grow the vegetables, I grow the fruit. If other folks decide that they too might like to grow lemons or limes or oranges, we make these plants available to the general public. There are very few figs that will mature the second crop in our climate. A south or west facing wall with an overhang is ideal for growing both lemons and limes. Where citrus is commonly grown, in places like California and Spain, frost in the winter is totally normal, and there's citrus all over the place. On average, -3 becomes the temperature that you don't want your citrus tree to be exposed to. So that told me that winter weather in Victoria would not be a problem. I think some of these yellow ones are getting pretty close. Though kiwis are native to subtropical southern China, you can see they do just fine here.
Okay, move along. At some point in all of our histories, our ancestors farmed. When I was brought to my grandmother's house, we would have pickles, jams, watermelon, soup with cabbage, carrots were always stored, potatoes, all of those things were celebrated from the garden. I remember the dry, lean 30s as opposed to the dirty 30s. The outstanding things I remember were the cold winters and the hot, dry summers, and the grasshoppers. The few plants that grew were eaten by the grasshoppers. I remember that Mother tied cheesecloth over the summer savory, hoping to save it from pesky creatures. But they chewed their way right through, ate the cheesecloth and the summer savory too. It's very special to read my grandmother's words, recalling the feelings that she had. She would have produced all of her own food, and my grandmother would have produced the majority of her own food. And then my mother was the lost generation that didn't have a garden to tend. She grew a few things, but there was very little canning, preserving, and certainly not to the scale that my grandparents and I'm now living. It's interesting, it comes full circle. It started to grow in my pantry, and I thought, what are these strange things coming out of my sweet potato? The consensus online was that sweet potatoes would not grow in Manitoba. Don't tell me I can't do something. If I potentially can't, I'll find out, you know? I planted them and I tended them all summer long, and then at the end of the season, I dug around at the base of the plant and I saw orange tubers, and I harvested my first sweet potato. And that's how it all began. So I do feel like I'm pioneering something. There's a lot of opinions in gardening. If you tried to grow a sweet potato one year and it didn't succeed for you, that's not to assume that it can't happen a different way. We didn't use them all last time, so it won't break. I had visions of it. I thought it could work. Right.
Without removing it.
Well, because I've learned working with scientists now that I'm a little bit of a scientist. That one's easy. But this one doesn't have any evidence. Yeah.
It's coming here.
I love telling people that there's a top and a bottom. I like to draw conclusions, I like to observe, and it's all paying off because I've come up with something that really nobody else has done. Even industry and universities haven't taken this as far as I have. Given the right conditions, sweet potatoes just really want to grow. I might actually relate to this plant. It's very determined. Prairie summer is made for growing. It's the fall and spring that we just need to provide a little protection. This lettuce came up about 7 days ago and is staying close to the ground because I guess it might know it's in Winnipeg. We did have a blizzard and minus 18-degree nights, and the lettuce is absolutely fine. I can't think of anything other than fruit, guava, and all those tropical things that you can't grow in our gardens.
We've discovered quite a number of things. There typically are only a few nights in the entire winter where the temperature is significantly below freezing. If I could work out some way of protecting the trees for those 5 or 10 nights, if there was a low-grade heat source, like the old-style Christmas lights, you could protect a lemon tree with 400 or 500 lemons on it for the entire winter.
I see this place as an extension of my garden. Berries and nuts and herbs and mushrooms. It's a gift from nature. I spend a lot of time in the garden working with nature to produce what I want, but this just happens in the forest without any human intervention. It's perfection. After working hard through a drought, I've struggled in the garden. So this is a sense of rightness, that nature is resilient and has a plan.
You get the odd naysayer. If people have not been here to see it firsthand, people have a hard time imagining that you can grow these Mediterranean and subtropical fruits anywhere in Canada. But the reality is, you can.
My friends tell me I'm a creator. My garden is something that I create. I create dishes from these mushrooms. I create the opportunity for somebody to grow a plant, like a sweet potato, that they had not grown here before. Growing for the community is just another offshoot of what I do. If there's soil, I want to put food in it. I want to feed everyone that I can. I've always felt like a bit of a black sheep. Moved around a lot as a kid, never really belonged anywhere, never experienced the feeling of community. As soon as I got my first garden on public land, the community came to me. It's that connection, and it's the whole system that's connected. at this time, it's a struggle. We don't know where we're going. So to have nature kind of pat you on the back or put food in your mouth, it's a very calming, fulfilling way to connect with the world. So we're at our relative's place on the Disraeli Freeway in Winnipeg, and it's run by a few different Indigenous organizations to provide shelter and food for people in downtown Winnipeg. I've been collecting ingredients from community members and friends to produce pemmican so that I can bring it to this organization and bring a traditional food source back to the people. They traditionally used blueberries, and Saskatoons were very popular. The gardens have made me into everything that I am today. It's called a haskap, so that has 3 different berries in this one. One was grown in our community orchard. The more I put into the garden, the more it puts into my life. The garden teaches us how to be us again.